Hi, I'm Kevin Chang, a 15-year construction veteran and CEO of LinkedField, a construction management staffing firm. If you love talking about construction, we love talking about construction. So reach out and email us. We monitor every one of the emails we receive. September's market trends were just released. The numbers actually show the market bouncing back after a 6-month drop. So if we're looking at purely non-residential, those industries actually have increased, but the one sector within non-residential that didn't increase, unfortunately, is commercial. So these are retail, commercial buildings. But if you're in any of the other industries that are non-residential, including infrastructure, those are actually all primed for demand. So there's this article talking about construction sites feeling emptier is the bleeding edge, the construction labor shortage problem. And the fact that it isn't just a US problem, it's a global problem. Even India, that traditionally has an overpopulation of people, a lot of talent, they also have a shortage in construction. The fact that this labor shortage problem is a global problem just means that there's actually more places for remote pros to be looking for opportunities, right? So even if you're based in the US, I know you can look for opportunities in different states working remotely. You can actually start looking at different countries. Tremble, who we all know makes geospatial technology for construction job sites, they actually partnered up with 3 high-profile universities, Ohio State, Virginia Tech, and Purdue. Each of these universities are getting a lab that is basically running Tremble Tech. So this is exciting news for the industry because for the first time, the students and college curriculums are actually integrating construction tech into everyday coursework for the students. So going in the coming years, you're going to have students coming into the industry very well trained in technology already. And what they're going to be lacking is real world experience to integrate kind of everything that needs to happen on the job site, project management wise. They're going to be coming in eager technology. Remote pros like ourselves have this real world work experience. So I can see a really interesting synergy that could happen when this new workforce with this new talent and even desire will start meshing together very well. There is a certain age group that are looking to leave the industry or just move around. What this means is that a lot of companies are actually going to get some disruption. Age group looking to move or move around is the kind of the middle management age group. This article talks about that 1 in 7 US workers are actually looking to make a change in their career. These are the people that are constantly headhunted, or there's better opportunities for them if they move to another company. These are the people that are, either senior engineers or project managers. When they leave a project, they actually leave a huge void in this project in terms of transition. So this actually translates to opportunities. If the project team that you're talking to currently had someone leave the company and that there's a certain void, go ahead and press on that pain point because you can absolutely go in and fill that void for them while they're trying to find a way to catch up everything else. Construction is one of the highest ranking in terms of suicide rates by population. Now, this is definitely not a stat you want to lead in, but unfortunately, that's where we are as a construction industry. The report goes on, and 45 people out of 100,000 people have committed suicide in our industry. This is something that as an industry, we got to all do better and find a way to play a part in solving this problem. This is where I know remote constructions can actually lend a very strong helping hand. One of the main reasons why a lot of these construction people have mental health issues or kind of challenges, it is a high-stress job. And so long hours, we're all overworked. And so this is where I think remote professionals can come in and provide that extra, kind of surge staffing help, come in to help these kind of very busy teams so that these busy teams can stop working the 12 to 16-hour days. This is a huge issue that we have to face as an industry. And we believe that remote work can be part of that solution. We have a dam problem. Did you know that on average, the dams across the US are 61 years old, and a lot of these dams aren't even designed to last that long. Our aging infrastructure really needs to be upgraded. And so this Army Corps launched a $7.5 billion loan, which will translate to $15 billion of construction funds that will trickle down into infrastructure work. If you have infrastructure experience as a remote professional, go into the Army Corps' kind of website and find kind of project, specifically RFPs, which is requests for proposals of projects that are kind of coming off the shelves. So those will be jobs that they'll be looking for demand. There's an interesting job on a job board for closeout collection. So if you're a construction professional with closeout experience, closing out any types of projects, infrastructure, commercial, residential, this is a job for you. What will be required of you is you're going to reach out to subcontractors and you're going to make sure that they submit the correct closeout documents for the project so that they could build for the project. If this is something that's interesting to you, go and apply on our website. Good luck. In construction, submittals and RFIs takes tons of time, and it's really the lifeblood of the construction information, right? So Newforma built a technology that will help combine all stakeholders into one platform to basically streamline the whole process so that there's less mistakes and whatnot. Now, we know all that works as long as you can get all stakeholders in one platform. But the truth is, that's always been the problem for technology. Is it's hard to get everybody on the same platform. And when they're all on the same platform, it's hard to make them to actually get them to all actually work on it at the same time. As remote pros, we need to actually pay attention to that particular pain point and provide a solution. Obviously, come prepared as a remote pro. Come prepared with skills on how to operate them already, right? Because now you could actually come in as a remote pro and help them train all these different stakeholders like subcontractors, because a lot of these companies would have already purchased the software and they need help kind of implementing that tech with the various subcontractor stakeholders. There's this article that claims that construction lost $40 billion in 2022. Where did they come up with this $40 billion? The productivity loss is due to waste when the information is being transferred from one party to the other. An example could be this. A drywall subcontractor tells the general contractor that they're going to be done in 5 days, but in reality, they think they're going to be done in 3 days, but just to get the extra buffer, they added an extra 2 days. So those 2 days could really result in no work happening because the work's already done. Those 2 days just get wasted. So if you add all of these things up, then you come up with this 40 billion. In construction, this is a very common problem because they're afraid of missing schedule, so they over project how long it'll take. As a remote pro, you can insert yourself into that problem as a solution. You could come in and say, hey, there are a lot of progress that are done that just need to be status, but you don't have the manpower to do it. As a remote pro, I could be that manpower. And if we find out they're already done on day 3, we can notify your project team to go ahead and bring the next crew over, and then you don't lose those 2 days. Here's an article that basically summarizes all the various construction conventions that are in 2024. So as a remote pro, you should really look at conferences. Is another opportunity to add more business to your remote journey. It has events such as New York Build Expo. It even has very trade specific like the Roofing Expo and World of Concrete. These are really interesting kind of conventions to keep an eye on, especially if it's happening in the same state/city that you're in. This is a great place to go and try and find additional opportunity because the companies that generally attend these conventions are people that are more open to more, newer innovation or willing to try different things outside or think outside the box. A pro tip here is that I understand that most of the time these conferences are super expensive, so no one can afford really going to every one of these, but there are always pre-conference events and post-conference events that you can sign up for free and join in and mingle and network, and they have those. For more content like this, like, share, or subscribe. You can also join our newsletter, LinkedField Briefings. If there's another topic you want to hear me talk about, please just reply to our email. We monitor every email that comes in. Is that okay? All right, cool.